Good day, everyone. Good day, students. So, for today, we're going to discuss Chapter 3 Financial Planning Tools and Concept of Business Finance. So, for today, here's our um, content standards and performance standards. First, we should be able to demonstrate an understanding of financial planning process, including budget preparation, cash management, and working capital management. And also, the learners should be able to prepare budgets such as projected collection, sales budget, production budget, projected income statement, financial position, and cash flow statements. And also, we should be able to describe concepts and tools in working capital management. So, if ever that familiar pa kayo sa mga income statements, financial statements such as balance sheet, ayun, better na reviewin nyo rin siya ulit kasi ma-encounter natin siya ulit. So, ngayon magpe-prepare tayo ng mga iba't ibang klase ng mga budgets. So, another learning competencies, we should be able to identify the steps of in the financial planning process. So, if in case na naka-attend kayo ng Wednesday webinar ko, na-discuss ko din yung ibang financial planning process doon. So, pwede nyo rin itong i-apply sa life nyo. So, another learning competencies illustrate the formula and format for the preparation of budgets and projected financial statements. So, we have discussed during our chapter 2 yung mga ratios, ratio analysis such as yung mga current ratio, quick ratio, yan, debt to equity ratio, and as well as the horizontal and vertical analysis. So for today, meron tayong panibagong formula for the given budgets, such as the sales and production budgets. So another formula and format for the preparation budgets and projected financial statements. So yun nga, if in case nga din na naka-attend kayo ng iba pang Wednesday webinar ko na about the how to make your own business plan. So during parang part ata ng chapter 5 nun, may pinakita akong projected financial statement. So para din tong horizontal statement. So kino-compare natin yung mga um, iba't ibang year, yun. So normally meron tayong ginagawang projected financial statement na may 5 consecutive years na iko-compare natin. So another learning competencies explain tools in managing cash, receivables, and inventory. So yun, i-discuss natin yung mga iba't ibang tools on how to manage our cash, receivables, and inventory. Yan. So for this chapter, for financial planning tools and concept, yan, ito yung mga i-discuss natin, yung mga steps in planning, criteria for effective planning, preparation of budget such as the sales, production, operation, and cash budget. So yun, may mga formula tayo na dapat sinusunod. And then, preparation of projected financial statement. So, during your grade 12 or I mean grade 11, ayun, gumawa tayo ng mga financial statements. So, parang ganito din yun. Yun nga lang, meron tayong mga certain percentage na susundin. Parang mag-history din tayo, tapos lalagyan lang natin ng certain percentage para malaman natin yung mga projected financial statements natin for the next year or next 5 years. So, another topic, yung working capital natin and yung working capital cycle. So, 'di ba during our chapter 2 na-discuss natin kung paano kinukuha yung working capital. And then, the tools in working capital. So, when we say working capital, 'di ba ito yung current asset um, less current liabilities para makuha natin yung working capital. Okay? Okay, so our first topic, yung financial planning process. So actually, merong iba't ibang klase ng financial planning process. Actually, ikaw, pwede ka rin gumawa ng sarili mong financial planning process. Pero ito yung pinaka-common na steps na sinusunod ng karamihan. Pero depende yun sa'yo. So, ito yung parang example lang financial planning process. So, step one, yung determine your current financial status. So, in this first step of the financial planning process, you will determine your current financial situation with regard to income, savings, living expenses, and debts. And preparing a list of current asset and debt balances and amounts spent for various items gives you a foundation for financial planning activities. So, first, you have to determine your current financial status um, bago ka magplano. Kasi syempre, you need to know your status, yung financial status mo. So, kunyari kung alam mo na wala ka namang pera, bakit ka bibili ng ganito, ng ganyan. And also, para malaman mo rin na kung malaki na ba yung utang mo, ganun, or kung marami kang asset. So, kung, di ba sinasabi ko sa inyo na kung marami kayong cash, marami kayong asset, eh di maganda. So, pag marami kayong cash, dapat pinapasok nyo siya sa operating cycle. Hindi pwedeng natutulog ang pera. So, ganun. Yung first step is you have to determine your current financial status. So, yun nga kung meron kang, ayun, paper and pen. So, yun, i-check mo na kung ano yung mga assets mo, liabilities, and equity. And then, yung step two, develop financial goals. So, after natin ma-determine yung financial status natin, so, magkakaroon tayo ng financial goals. So, ano nga ba yung gusto mong marating in terms of financial? So, 'di ba meron tayong na-discuss dati ng mga stages of financial independence or um, financial freedom. So, mostly lahat naman tayo, um, ang financial goal natin is to be financially free or yung financial freedom or financial independence. So, yun. Step 3 naman, identify alternative courses of action. So, after natin ma-determine yung goals natin, yung objective na, for example, yung financial freedom, magkakaroon tayo mag-iisip tayo ng mga alternative courses of action. So, maglilista tayo kung ano ba yung mga dapat nating gawin. So, for example, um, susundin natin yung mga thumb rule such as yung 20, 30, 50. So, yung 50 mapupunta kunyari sa expenses, yung 20 sa savings, yung 30 for emergency fund. So, may gano'n. Puwede mo ring gamitin yon as alternative courses of action. So, another, courses of actions for financial goal, so kunyari maghahanap ka ng magandang trabaho na mas malaki yung sweldo, yon ano din yon, another alternative courses of action din yon. And aside from that, siguro yung mag-i-invest ka, ayan, kung magtatayo ka ng sarili mong business, so gano'n. Ayun yung mga courses of actions. So, ang step 4 naman, evaluate alternatives. So, here, you need to evaluate possible courses of action, taking into consideration your life situation, personal values, and current economic conditions. So, di ba nagkaroon ka na ng listahan ng mga courses of actions mo, yung mga plano mo, yung mga gusto mong gawin. So, i-evaluate mo yung mga bawat alternatives na yon. So, first, you have to determine yung consequences of the choices. So, pag for example, pag ginawa mo 'tong, courses of actions na pinili mo, ano nga ba yung magiging, kalalabasan dun? Yun. So, first, yung consequences of the choices or yung choices mo. Every decision closes off alternatives. So, For example, a decision to invest in stock may mean you cannot take a vacation. So yun, pag nag-invest ka, maaaring hindi ka na makapagbakasyon. Gusto mo ba yun? Or parang kumbaga masasakripisyo mo ba yun? So yun. Ang next naman yung evaluating risk. In many financial decisions, identifying and evaluating risk is difficult. So, syempre, pag nag invest ka, may kaakibat yung risk. So, ayun yung mga dapat mong i-measure. Kadalasan kasi pag high risk, high return din siya. Pag low risk, low return. So, kung malakas ang loob mo para mag-invest or sumugal, then malaki din yung return nun. So, dapat pag-aaralan mo din yung mga risk na yun. Hindi lang puro yung mga return. So, financial planning information sources. So, relevant information is required at each stage of the decision-making process. So, aside from the evaluating risks and consequences of choices, dapat meron kang backup na sources or resources. So, for example, para malaman mo kung gaano kalaki yung risk na makukuha mo or parang isusugal mo for investing, dapat nag-iimbestiga ka din kung ano ba yung nangyayari sa ekonomiya. So, marami namang tools na para malaman mo kung bumababa ba or tumataas yung presyo ng stocks in the market. So, merong Bloomberg, merong mga um, mga balita din naman sa mga social media kung ano yung nangyayari sa isang certain company kung dun ka nag-invest or kung gusto mo doon mag-invest. And also, yung financial statements din ng isang company. Yun, pwede mo rin siyang maging information para malaman mo kung reliable ba na mag-invest doon sa company na yun. So step 5, create and implement a financial action plan. So in this step of financial planning process, you develop an action plan. So this requires choosing ways to achieve your goals. As you achieve your immediate or short-term goals, the goals next in priority will come into focus. So yun, syempre nakapili ka na kung ano yung mga alternative courses of actions mo, depende dun sa mga kinonsider mong consequences, yung risk, at saka yung information. So, dapat i-implement mo yon. I-implement mo yung action na yon. So, after mong i-implement yon, mag-evaluate ka. I-evaluate mo yung action na ginawa mo. So, pag nag-evaluate ka, syempre, malalaman mo kung naging effective ba yung action mo. So, kung nag-invest ka sa Jollibee, i-evaluate mo kung kumita ka ba ganun or nalugi ka. So, syempre, after mong evaluate, nalaman mo na, kunyari hindi pala siya kumita, then maaaring puwede mong i-revise yung plan mo. Kunyari nag-invest, kunyari ano ka rin, nagtayo ka rin ng business mo. So, dapat i-evaluate mo din siya tapos i-revise mo din yung plan mo according sa naging resulta nung courses of action mo. So, dapat hindi lang nag stop dun sa pag implement ng action plan. Hindi mo lang kunyari ano ka na, nakapagtayo ka na ng business or nakapag-invest ka na sa stocks, ta's papabayaan mo na siya. Dapat hindi gano'n. Dapat binabantayan mo kung nagiging maganda ba yung daloy ng business mo or kung kumikita naman yung stocks mo in the market. And then, saka ka magre-revise. Depende dun sa naging resulta. Tapos babalik ulit tayo sa umpisa. Yan. So para siyang cycle lang din. Yan. So una, 'di ba ang una nating step is to determine current financial situation and then develop financial goals and then identify alternative courses of action and then evaluate alternatives, create and implement a financial action plan, and then re-evaluate and revise the plan. So after natin i-evaluate yung plan, nalaman natin yung naging resulta, naging performance nung action na ginawa mo. And then, after nun, magsisimula ulit tayo sa first step. I-determine ulit natin yung financial situation. So, syempre, kunyari nalugi yung business mo, ire-record mo din 'yun. So ayun yung current financial situation mo. So eto yung mga, criteria for effective planning. So first, specific target, a specific area for improvement. Another one is measurable. So this is the quantity or at least suggest an indicator of progress. And then assignable, specify who will do it. Realistic, state what results can realistically be achieved given available resources. And then time related. So specify when the results can be achieved. So ito yung tinatawag nating SMART. So dapat yung plan mo or yung goal mo should be specific, measurable, assignable, or pwede rin siyang attainable, and then realistic and time related. Ayun. So dapat una, yung plan mo dapat specific, hindi puwedeng in general yung plan na gusto mo. Dapat meron kang specific na target. And then measurable, paano ba natin malalaman kung measurable? Siyempre in financial planning name-measure natin through the percentage ratio ng improvement or puwede rin siyang in terms of money. And then attainable, 'yan or assignable, sino yung gagawa nun? Siyempre, kadalasan ikaw naman yung gagawa nun. Pero 'pag in business, puwede nating i-involve si employees, si owners, and then yung mga partners mo, puwede yun. And then realistic, 'yan dapat 'pag nagplano ka realistic, hindi puwedeng, hindi mangyayari, ayun. So, paano ba siya magiging realistic? Dapat kino-consider mo yung mga ah, current status ng ekonomiya, gano'n. And then time related, dapat 'pag nagplano ka meron kang specific na time or date na target mo na matapos 'yun. So 'yun, let's go now to our budgets. So first, sales budget. So ito yung listahan or list to be considered or factors to be considered when we are doing sales budget. First, we should consider the GDP. Normally, dito natin malalaman yung totoong status ng ekonomiya ng isang bansa. And then inflation, yan. So, pag nag-sales budget tayo, i-consider na din natin yung inflation. Lalo na pag gumagawa tayo ng projected na income statement, i-consider natin yung inflation. Kaya maaaring tumaas yung expenses natin for the next year. So, ayan, pag gagawa kayo ng projected income statement, isa yan sa sinasama sa computation. And then interest rate. Yan, yung mga foreign exchange rate, yan, income tax rates, and then developments in the industry kasi may effect din yan um, sa stock market. So, for example, ngayon yung mga telecommunication, dumadami na yung mga companies na nag-o-offer nun. So, maaring maka-affect yun sa Globe or sa PLDT, yung mga current na, yung mga dati ng merong telecommunication services. So, maaring bumaba yung um, stock market nila. And then yung competition, yan. So, sa competition, kaya maganda rin siya kasi gumaganda din yung serbisyo ng bawat company. Kasi pag walang competition, hindi naman sila matatakot na mawalan ng customer. So, for example, yung Meralco, ayan, wala naman silang kakompetensya in terms ng pagbibigay ng kuryente, 'di ba? So, hindi nila gagalingan yung serbisyo nila. Economic crisis, regulatory environment, and political crisis. So, in internal, here are the factors to be considered. First, in production capacity natin. So, 'di ba may number naman tayo ng employees. So, kung ilan 'yan ang number ng employees, maaring gano'n lang din yung i-expect nating production. And then yung manpower requirements, management style of the managers, reputation and network of controlling stockholders, and the financial resources of the company. So in sales budget, meron tayong formula. So you should view our module. Nandun naman yung formula doon. So ang formula is forecasted unit sales times the price per unit is equal to total gross sales. So ando naman yun sa modules. Bisitahin nyo na lang siya. So yun nga, yung number ng units, yung forecasted units natin or yung forecasted units na gusto nating i-produce for the year. Yan. And then, multiply natin sa price ng unit. So, kunyari, nagkaroon ng inflation, yung price natin, tataas din yun. Kasi maaring tataas din yung expenses natin. Yun. So, kunyari, pa nag-project tayo ng income statement, next year, multiply lang natin ng, ano, ng 100% plus yung inflation na rate. Yun. So, kasi may effect din yun. Okay, another budget is the production budget. So it provides information regarding the number of units that should be produced over a given accounting period based on expected sales and targeted level of ending inventory. So ito yung formula natin, yung required production in units. So ito yung projected natin. Ito yung gusto nating ma-produce ng isang company in the year. Yan. So it is equal to expected sales multiplied by target ending inventories. Ilan ba yung target inventories natin? And then i-minus lang natin yung beginning inventories. Yan. So yung expected sales, ito yung sales na dapat nating i-produce or yung talagang ibebenta natin. And then yung target ending inventories, ito yung target nating gustong matira sa inventory natin for the year. And then yung beginning inventory, syempre, 'di ba? Meron hindi naman lahat ng inventories mabebenta natin. So may maiiwanan na inventory from the last year. So 'yon, i i-minus lang natin 'yon. Yan. So for example, in this exercise, company forecast sales in units for January to May. So as follows. So ito yung mga gusto nilang ibenta, number ng units na gusto nilang ibenta. So, for January 2,000, February 2,200, March 2,500, for April 2,800, and May 3,000. So, moreover, a company would like to maintain 100 units in its ending inventory at end of each year. So, gusto daw ni company each month mag-iiwan sila ng 100 units. Yan, gusto nila may natitirang 100 units. And then, beginning inventory at the start of January amounts to 50 units. So, meaning, nung December last year, may naiwan ng 50 units. So, ito yung beginning inventory ni January. So, how many units should company produce in order to fulfill the expected sales? So, yon nung January, ito yung mga projected sales nila. Yan, nakalagay sa projected sales. And then, yung target nilang ending inventory. So, meron silang tigwa 100. Ganyan lang naman siya. And then, ayan. So, i-add lang naman siya as what the formula says. And then, ilalas natin yung beginning inventories. Para malaman kung ano ba yung required production. So, ito yung result nito or yung total na required production. Ito yung dapat i-produce ng mga employees or ng production team. Okay, so another budget is the operation budget. So it refers to the and the fixed cost needed to run the operations of the company but are not directly attributable to the generation of sales. Yan. So again, refers to the variable and fixed costs need to run the operations of the company pero hindi daw siya makaka-affect sa sales. Yan. So, during our costing, ito yung tinatawag na mga factory overhead. For example, yung mga admin, advertisement, ganun. So, basta wala siyang kinalaman in the production of sales. Yan, yung kunyari, for example, mga salary ng mga back office such as the accounting department, yung mga marketing department. So, another budget, yung cash budget natin. So, ito yung formula lang naman nun. Yan. So, ito naman, i-discuss naman to during your, siguro, financial accounting. Yan. Ito yung mga bank recon. Pero hindi natin siya i-discuss. Pero ito lang yung itsura ng ano nila, ng kung paano ibinabudget yun. So, may cash receipts, and then, less yung cash disbursement, i-add natin yung beginning cash. So, for the projected financial statements, yan. So, it is a tool of the company to set an overall goal of what the company's performance and position will be for and as of the end of the year. Yan. So, ito yung example ng projected na income statement. So, normally, gumagawa tayo ng 5-year income statement. So, for example, ito 2010. 2010 yung pinaka-basis. Ayan. And then, kunyari magpo-project ka for 2010, 2012, 2013, 2014. So, ano-ano nga ba yung mga dapat nating i-consider? So, first, syempre, yung sinabi dun sa sales budget. Example, yung mga inflation rate, mga taxes, kung tataas ba. Kung hindi naman nagbago yung tax table natin, wala naman din siyang effect. Kung nagkaroon ng inflation, ayan, syempre, tataas yung expenses at the same time, tataas din yung price per unit natin. Ayun, kung hindi naman natin, itataas yung ano natin, yung price, puwede nating bawasan yung ano natin, yung production. 'Yun, katulad ng ginagawa ng ibang company, binabawasan nila yung, um, milligrams or yung liters ng product nila, pero same price, pero nabawasan siya. 'Yan, as well as puwede na nating i-consider din yung, um, ano ba, yung status din ng economy. Kunwari for example, ilang percentage yung makaka-affect yun sa sales. Okay? So, same with the statement of financial position. Meron din siyang um, projected. So, 2010 as our base year, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. So, kunyari sa cash natin, ayan, ilang percentage yung gusto nating maging cash for 2012. Kasi syempre, ibabalik natin yun sa operating cycle. Yan, as well as the receivables. So, normally, pag gumagawa tayo ng projected financial statement, kino-consider din natin yung mga opinions din ng stockholders. Kasi parang kumbaga ito yung magiging target natin for the next year. Kunyari yung cash natin gusto natin 700,000 lang, yung receivables natin gusto natin 1,454,000 lang, ganun. So, pag nagano na ng mga projected financial statement, gagawa din ng course of action yung mga stockholders natin. Magkakaroon sila ng goal. Yun, dito natin i-apply yung mga financial planning process. Okay? So for the working capital, so it says here that it is the cash needed to pay for the day-to-day operation of the business. So how is it calculated? Working capital is the difference between the current asset of the business and the current liabilities. So current asset minus current liabilities is equal to working capital. So we have already discussed this during our chapter 2 ratio analysis. So for our working capital cycle, so first yung raw materials ordered from suppliers and put into stock awaiting for production. So cash is used up to finance the stocks. Yan. So by paying the suppliers. And then more cash is used to finance the production process. So such as paying our employee staff and then um, running the factory and then other support operations. So example, yung mga back office such as the marketing departments, yung mga security guards, binabayaran din yan, yung mga janitor. Ayan. And then, more cash is used up to store finished products and distribute them to the intended markets. Yan. So, trade customer are allowed to buy now and pay later. So, debtors increase. So, yan, babayaran natin yung mga warehouse and then yung mga stores kung saan natin i-stock yung mga finished products na yon. Ganun. And then, kung may mga lawyer customers tayo, may mga, yan nga, such as yung mga trade customers, maaaring kumuha na sila ng product but hindi pa nila babayaran yon. So, yung pinaka-end process, yun nga, finally, the product starts to generate cash as the customers pays the amounts they owe, and then the whole process starts again. Yun. So, pag nakabayad na si customers na binili niya, babalik ulit yun sa pagbibili ng raw materials in the productions. So, working capital ratios. So, we have discussed the liquidity ratio such as the current ratio and then the acid or quick ratio. So when we say liquidity position of the business refers to its ability to pay its debts. Does it have enough cash to pay the bills? Yan. And the balance sheet of the business provides a snapshot of the working capital position at a particular point in time. And then there are two key ratios that can be calculated to provide a guide to liquidity position of a business. So first is the current ratio and then the quick ratio. So we have already discussed this. Yan. So current asset lang over the current liabilities. So normally ang thumb rule for this um, current ratio is 2 is to 1. So dapat yung amount ni current asset doble ng amount ni current liabilities. Yan. So, pag sumobra siya, kagaya nito, naging 2.8. So, ang indication nun, maaring hindi pinapasok ulit ni company sa operating cycle yung cash. Kumbaga, merong 0.8 na natutulog na cash. So, for the quick ratio, ayan, so, quick asset less yung inventories or yung mga prepaid expenses over the current liabilities. And so for our first part ng financial planning and financial planning tools and concepts. Yan. So that's all for today. Okay, thank you.